Ooh. Oh. Absolutely stink of it. Right, today I'm finally giving one of those multiple garlic clove recipes a try. Now I've seen lots of different twists on this, but the basic garlic calculation is garlic times number of your choice, and it just sounds like a terrible idea. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably gonna make the kitchen smell awful. It might taste brilliant, and I guess one benefit is I probably won't have to worry about vampires for a while. So we'll start with pasta. I've already been out to the shop and bought my garlic bulbs. That is a lot of garlic. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yes, if your quick garlic maths is correct, in that basket was more than 50 cloves, because if this pasta works, we'll just see where the rest of it takes us and maybe have some fun. Oh my. Ugh. Yeah. Now in the supermarket, the garlic bulbs are like 50p regardless of what size. But I don't know if it's like a classic calculation in garlic that relates a little bit to like Trivial Pursuit wedges. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. My gut instinct is there are 10 in each bulb. But then you get ones like that, which look like there's about 400. So being completely blunt, having 15 bulbs, we should have at least 150 cloves. Right, we need 50. All right, I know there's loads of hacks. We can shake this up in a tub to make it easier, but we've kind of, I don't know. I feel like at least the first one. Oh my gosh, this stinks already. I'm gonna do an honorary peel. There we go. Garlic clove number 1. But of course you've got gadgets like these sleeves. They're pretty cool as well. Yeah, right. I need 48 more to go. They're all different sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm 13 in and it absolutely stinks. Right, we're committed now. Let's keep going. Right, that's 50. And do you know what surprised me the most is how sticky garlic is. I've never known that before. Well, normally because I'm only using 3 or 4 cloves. But there we go. That is our papery aftermath. Oh, I absolutely stink of it. Right, come on. All right, so we're gonna use some olive oil, and I just wanted to quickly show you this. This is the same brand of olive oil. This is one I've had for about a week and used a tiny amount, but it's been at like room temperature. And this stuff, when you see it in the supermarkets, I was a bit worried before because it's gone all like murky. A couple of you guys have told me this not to worry about it, because it says this oil may become cloudy at less than 7 degrees, and the oil will clear on warming. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one. I don't know, maybe the supermarket are trying to like save money by turning off all their heating at night, but 7 degrees, that's pretty cold. Anyhow, this big old dish, and then our olive oil goes on. All right. And the aim here is to soften it, but it should naturally blend in with the tomatoes in a bit, but first we got to cook it. All right, just got a pan of water on to boil here. This is just for our pasta, but the focus is all here. Getting the heat going and just pushing that olive oil all around on that garlic. I do like the fact that it's chunky and it should soften. In fact, as the oil was coating it, just gonna add a bit of salt on there as well. I feel like that has drowned out a little bit of the scent a teeny bit, although I'm not 100% sure. I might just be used to it. But perhaps this also could be the reason sometimes this dish is nicknamed Vampire's Nightmare. That would make a lot of sense. All right, have a look at this. It's been a few minutes. It's starting to catch the bottom of the pan. Look at that. And I can already see it starting to soften up. Definitely deepened in color, but the lid goes on. We keep our eye on it, and then from time to time, I'm just gonna keep lifting it, stirring it round. And this is the thing, like when you're using garlic normally, it's like, sometimes I use like 4 or 5 cloves and it's nice and you think, oh yeah, it's gonna be good. But what this is gonna do, actually, hang on. Yeah, like, have you heard of like, I wanna say confit of garlic, but I think it's pronounced confit.
Confit.
So basically what we're doing is cooking it in the oil to soften it and become tender. So it should be like mellow and buttery and creamy. So when we stir it through the tomatoes, that should maybe thicken and kind of sort of like, well, dissolve. So my initial thoughts of like the 50 clove garlic pasta with these like huge chunks of cloves sticking out like some crazy hedgehog. Just go with it. It shouldn't be that at all, as long as we can soften this. And like I say, that's it. We just keep stirring it through. It's browning. Nice. I mean, it's not going to turn into like garlic butter, but like all of a sudden it's going to go from being like, oh, garlic, to possibly really working in tandem with that sauce. I have no idea, but we're on our way to finding out. I've been doing this for about 15 minutes now, and it's getting kind of addictive. Like the caramelization, the charring of the garlic, the lid on is definitely softening it. And as I'm stirring it, I'm finding that it's like breaking apart anyway. It honestly smells so much better now. So yeah, lid on. I'm going to keep doing that a couple more times. Like right now, I'm proper excited. All right, so let's get my pasta in there. This is so good. Actually got the temptation to spread it on some toast. I think that would be amazing. So now we've got 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. And of course, it's a recipe that's proven popular, so let's shimmy in some chili flakes. Because as we're finding out, that's the mandatory rule. Let's just stir this through. Oh my gosh. All right, brilliant. And we're gonna just keep warming that through. Yeah, sorry. just stood there like that. And hopefully the heat from that is going to soften the garlic even more. As we stir it, it should break down flavour and creamify the sauce. We'll go with that. It's looking pretty good. Just thought I'd show you this because as I'm stirring it, it's got the lovely bubbles there. It is actually kind of like self-chopping. It's a bit more thready, but it's breaking down into the sauce. I can still see some big chunks, and I guess I could push it if I want, but and where it's so tender, as it's being stirred, it's kind of like naturally falling into the sauce anyway. All right, the pasta's done. I'd normally do this over the sink, but hey, it's a bit exciting. Yeah, plus we're actually gonna reserve a little bit of this to go in with the sauce. Yep, 120 milliliters to be precise. All right, have a look at how much that has broken down now. That is awesome. Gonna take the pasta, tip it in there. Oh my gosh, didn't think the pan was big enough then. Add the pasta water. I think this is the right steps. But like where that garlic's broken down, sorry mate, you go back in. It almost reminds me of like a tuna pasta sauce where like the shreds of garlic look like the tuna flakes. You know, for such a simple recipe, it looks nothing like I thought it would. Oh, just keeping it warm, but actually, let's just serve it up. I appear to have gone for like an accidental blue turquoise kind of vibe here. Other colours are available. Let's just spoon this in. So the pasta water should help the sauce cling to it. Oh my word, suddenly forgot how deep this dish is. Go on, mate. I think that's enough. But look. Oh, not the most prettiest looking bowl of pasta I've ever seen, but that'll do. Okay, so the garlic smell had gone away, but all of a sudden with it right here, it's definitely back. All right, so I'm gonna get some pasta and a good old chunk of the sauce on there with the garlic. Ooh, that is a lot softer than I expected. The pasta's a nice texture. It's kind of a vessel to hold it all. It still does smell far stronger than it tastes. It's kind of mild. It's not sharp at all. You would not know there's the entire population of garlic clove in there. It's definitely sort of more rounded. But as you saw, I bought a lot of garlic, so let's move on. Yeah, because next up, these are some potatoes I just peeled earlier. We're gonna make some garlic mashed potato with 50 roasted garlic cloves, except this time we're not gonna peel it. Yep, this time we're gonna take our bulbs, slice off the top to expose it. I've done this before and it's really fun. Just shove it into a tray. Although let's be honest here, this one's ginormous. I do think there was more than 50 in there. I lost track of counting towards the end, but I was definitely at 50 at least. I mean, look at this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
17, that one alone. Yep, I've got to be honest, that is a darn sight easier than peeling individual cloves. All right, so a good generous coating of oil. And these, all being well, should squeeze out later. Yep, literally just squeeze out. Normally I would wrap it in foil. It turns out all the girls in the house have used foil today for their lunchbox. So I can do it uncovered. I just need to do it at a slightly lower temperature for a little longer. All right, in you go, my pretty. I will see you in about 75 minutes. So about halfway through, we're gonna get these potatoes nice and warm to soften them for our mash. And in case you haven't worked it out yet, we're doing the 50 cloves. And I wanna do it like different ways. I didn't wanna just do it all the same. So already we've caramelized them in the pan and softened them into sort of tuna-like threads. I can't believe how stubborn they were at first and then they softened. We've got them roasting in the oven directly in their bulbs, apart from the cap trimmed off, and they should caramelize and ooze and just slip out, which is so much easier. And for the third one, oh yes, there will be a lot of garlic again. I wanna try keeping it whole and studding it, as you'll see, well, in a bit. Right, well, whilst it's doing that, I've just come back into here and it absolutely stinks of garlic. I genuinely thought it had gone. I might as well peel another 50 for the final recipe. 49 to go. That is actually 50 cloves in there. And all the hacks I've done over the years, you'd think there'd be one that I could use, to be fair. Just using that gadget and a big old bucket of garlic paper later, that is what we're left with. But we're gonna roast this. Yep, these are out. Look, some of them are trying to pop out already. You see, it's literally jumping out. But this tray's still got some oil in it. We've got these cloves, the oven's on. Yeah, so they can go in there. And yeah, as we've seen, although some are jumping out, let's see if the rest will squeeze. Let's just go with this one. Hopefully they should. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. That just slid onto my chair, luckily. Ugh. Okay, that's still quite hot. But look, squeezing out that garlic. That is way more fun. Doesn't really want to be left out, but you can just pluck them out like that. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And it's roasted and sweetened as well. Yeah, in fact, as fun as the squishing is, you just want to do it a little bit more sensible. Just get a fork and lift it out. But this is going to be mashed. All right, so there's the mash and a couple of chunks of butter going in. A little bit of milk. It's gonna go cream, but maybe the garlic will give it some creaminess. Salt, pepper, and those garlic cloves encouraged. I mean, they kind of look like caramelized onions, don't they? Encouraged by the masher. Let's see. Oh my word. So hopefully with every mash and mush, we are gonna work that garlic through. Gosh, and the butter as well. It's giving it a nice hue, isn't it? And it almost looks like where we're making mashed potato without peeling the potatoes, that kind of rustic look. But oh no, it's not spud skin. It's 50 charred garlic cloves straight from their bulbs. Oh, that is looking awesome. Oh, that smells amazing. Proper garlic butter vibes. All right, I know it's a massive, massive bowl of mashed potato. And if I like it, I probably could eat it all right now. Certainly not the most prettiest looking thing. A little bit of parsley on top because I feel sorry for it. There we go. We've still got about another third of that left. Oh my word, it's so rustic looking, isn't it? Right. It's so weird because there's this like constant smell of garlic everywhere. Even in the garden, there's a waft of it. I can smell it on my hands. The butter working with this, that scent is incredible. Oh, that is just comfort in a bowl. Still getting these like little threads of garlic, but I feel like you could serve that to someone and they probably wouldn't know there was 50 garlic cloves in it. Right, those garlics are roasting because we're gonna finish with a focaccia. Right, so to get our dough going alongside these garlic cloves that we've been roasting, oh, they look great. We're gonna add in some strong bread flour, some instant yeast to one side, a shimmy of salt to the other, and some warm water. A couple of drops of olive oil, and we just mix it together. Yeah, so it'll be slightly wet at first, and what you want to do is cover that and leave it in a warm space. But whilst we were roasting earlier, I already did that. Yes, I did. And this is a very wet dough still, but it's gonna be our dough that we're gonna stud with roasted garlic. Some more oil on the baking tray. I'm actually disappointingly missing the smell of garlic, like directly under my nose. I feel like this has been one of the only times during this entire video because the smell of the dough is pretty decent. All right, little oil on top. And oh gosh, it doesn't need much help in here actually. You just want to push it into the corners. Yeah, that oil underneath is really helping it. It's like, what's going on? Beautiful. Right, this might be one of the funnest, I can't think, I'm sure you guys, let me know down below if what is one of the most funnest things in food? I think this is up there, dimpling your focaccia. So we need to let this rise again a little bit in a warm space. The warmest place in here is probably in Boston's bed. Sorry to wake you, mate, but is there any room for some focaccia dough in there? Yeah, it's got to rest a little bit, which might start to push out those dimples, but don't worry, we can dimple again. All right, so this has puffed up nicely. Yeah, we've got some puffage, but I'm just gonna stick some rosemary sprigs on here. Nice. All right, let's dimple it again, why not? And now we are gonna get our cloves. Wow, look at this. Do you know what? I've actually still got some more left, but I'm a bit worried that it's running out of territory. It smells so good with those herbs on there. Does that look all right? I think that looks quite cool, actually. It's probably the most interesting looking one out of, well, I guess tomato pasta and a pile of mashed potato. Salt again and a little bit of pepper. Nice. Oh, there's a little air bubble there. Not sure if you can see it. To me, yeah, this definitely looks the most interesting. All right, this is a little hot and angry, but I am loving the colour on there. The smell, the most dominant smell, despite all those garlic cloves, is the rosemary. Right, before I try this, it does absolutely stink in here, but look at all of this food. I'm just gonna, I don't know, grab a wedge and just rip it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Straight off the tray, look how fluffy that is. It just smells absolutely outrageous. The rosemary, the double roasted garlic. Should we say? Yeah, we said that. We've committed. Yeah, it does smell like it's a bit angry, but... Oh, it tastes so delicate and gentle. Maybe this is why people are shoving garlic in like literally everything in like mass numbers. I'm glad we tried it and put our own sort of spin on it. Like 50 cloves out loud. I don't know, I was expecting some outlandish looking thing. I'm gonna have about 800 showers. There's garlic all up my fingernails. But as it is, the different ways that we cooked it, squishing it, roasting it, it's become something a lot more mellow, where the flavor works with all the recipes, and I actually really, really like it. I need to brush my teeth, but I think in summary, 50 cloves sounds ridiculous, but in actual reality, if you cook it right, it kind of makes sense. If I had to pick a favorite one though, it would be the mash. That is like proper comfort, but they're all good. But I feel for me, that is enough garlic for, I don't want to say one day, maybe like a whole month. I feel like there's actually garlic on the walls. We've been using so much of it, but I think actual interesting follow-up might be to do the same recipe for like 50 garlic cloves, 40, 30, and see if there's an actual gradual difference. Right now, probably not, but hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you later. Look at all of this garlic paper we're left over with.